Whose birthday is it today? You know, birthdays are glorious days filled with good laughter, gladness, and great memories. This was a special day to Winnie as she celebrates this remarkable day with her husband, Richie, who even forgot that it was his day. I guess some men are like this due to their busy lifestyle. Richie really appreciates her effort, but he has an important appointment to catch up with and his flight leaves in the 2 hours. Winnie, as a supportive wife, dropped him at the airport while she left. But were you taken by surprise to see the hard-working husband hop into another woman's car and straight to a fanciful hotel for the weekend? Shockingly, Richie, who pretended to have forgotten his birthday date with his wife, happens to be celebrating with his mistress, Olivia. Men are really scum. The lovers couldn't wait on getting into each other's pants, as the understanding wife was at home deep in thoughts. They were still romancing when something terrible happened, Richie gasped out. This is one thing no one prays for because you allegedly become a murderer until proven innocent. Olivia had to take her chances, and the only way was to leave the hotel, but unfortunately for her, the hotel was well equipped with surveillance. Winnie somehow felt restless and had been calling her husband's line until finally Dr. Annabelle picked. She was asked to come to the clinic to aid the treatment of her husband, who is in coma. Winnie rushed in and was directed to the ward where he was. She really felt bad for her husband, who works tirelessly even on his birthday as a loving husband, until she was told that her husband was brought in from a hotel. Winnie went to the hotel, and the hotel manager gave her every detail she needed. All thanks to the security department of the hotel, Olivia was arrested, and Winnie wanted to know what happened. She was surprised to hear some truth about their secret affair, which was over 5 years now, while Winnie and Richie got married 3 years back. And with all Olivia had to say, Winnie believes that Richie has a hand in her miscarriages for the 3rd time after their marriage. Olivia needed a lawyer as soon as possible before things got worse. What's most surprising here is that Olivia was married to Todd, and she wants the barrister to do everything in his power not to let her husband find out. Aside from that, Olivia is the alleged killer of Richie, and the barrister gathered from a source that Winnie wasn't going to pay the hospital bills, and if he dies there, she may go to jail. Winnie got a call from the hospital that an anonymous person came to pay the hospital bill. She confronted Dr. Annabelle to know who paid the bills. Perhaps Olivia has to save her life by saving him. Winnie was going crazy and wanted to talk to her husband. She wanted him to wake up and tell her that it was just a dream. She wanted answers to her questions. Her world was beginning to crumble when she got home to find out that her home was already occupied by a woman who claimed that she is married to Richie for 5 years with 2 kids. This is the worst that can ever happen to any woman. But was she dreaming? Ooh, thank God it was just a dream, but an expensive one at that. Meanwhile, the barrister tried to cover up Olivia's arrest. He lied to her husband that she left for South Africa for an urgent medical checkup without telling him. Winnie ran into Sandy, who happens to be Richie's personal secretary. Winnie wanted to get more information about her husband and his escapades, but Sandy wouldn't disclose any information to her, which was fine by Winnie. Richie was okay now and was about to be discharged when the ladies walked in. Sandy wanted her boss to append his signature on a document. Winnie wasn't convinced with everything happening, so she told her husband to meet her in the car. Sandy's voice seems to resonate with the voice that called her on the phone for the hospital bills, but she wasn't sure. This means Olivia never paid his medical bills. This is interesting. The couples were back home. Richie knows that he has offended his wife, but she was fine with it. She asked him to go have a shower while she prepared lunch. No man would find peace within himself when his wife is silent over his guilt. He already sees himself as a dead man. Winnie understood his fears and let him share her food, but she was also anxious to ask him about her unborn babies that he killed. Richie got furious with the accusations, which ended up in a disagreement. At that point, Richie's health condition got worse and he died before they reached the hospital. Olivia was finally released. Todd already knew her whereabouts. He wanted to know how long this has been going on. Olivia knows her marriage has failed. She just needs to tell him the truth. Todd was shocked to hear that she has had a medical condition for 5 years, and she never told him. Olivia got relieved with those words. She almost spilled out the beans. Now she has to cover up that she was worried of her childlessness and thinks she needed medical interventions. Todd felt pity for her as they tried to make up. So if men are scum, then what are women? It was a mourning state for Winnie and close friends. Sandy wanted to know if she was able to reach his family members, but to no avail. They were still discussing when someone came knocking. It was Inspector John and Frida from the police investigating unit. There was an autopsy result saying that Richie died of arsenic poison. Inspector John wanted to know who were his closest friends and associates. Sandy happens to be one of them. At this point, the secrets of the deceased were beginning to get provoking. Sandy was also Richie's wife. They were married for 8 months now, and to make matters worse, she is carrying his child. Sandy has evidence, as she presented them to Inspector John. But could this be the beginning of the game? Winnie needs to act fast now. She met with her attorney, Barrister Bruce, for advice, but all odds were against her now. The truth of the matter was that all houses and companies owned by Richie were not actually his, but that of Winnie. She inherited it from her parents before they died. Winnie thought of visiting her late husband's parents to let them know all that was happening. She met a man who happens to be the manager of the guest house where Richie brought her to on 3 occasions. This was when she knew that she was in a fake marriage. Winnie needed answers, at least to know where to start from if she must protect her properties, and Olivia must fall to her commands if she must save her marriage. She had a gun with her. Richie has always had this gun with him when he was alive, and this time she wants Olivia to tell her everything she knows about Richie. Richie was a criminal. Olivia met him 6 years back through her cousin brother, who disapproved of their intended marriage because he was a criminal. Olivia also told her about how Winnie became his target when he saw that she inherited her late parents' property. He was also the cause of her miscarriages. And for Sandy, she was a prostitute who had a one-night stand with Richie while she took naked pictures threatening to blackmail him if he doesn't make her his personal assistant. Richie had to oblige rather than lose everything. Later that day, the police came looking for Olivia. Everything escalated now. They also found liquid poison in the bedroom as they had the warrant to search the house. Olivia was arrested as the prime suspect while Todd cried like a baby. Sandy wouldn't give up fighting. She wanted the properties as the legitimate wife of late Richie. She and her mother-in-law came to threaten Winnie to vacate the premises in 10 days. Winnie's barrister told her that it would be difficult to win this case since she never had a legal document to back up her marriage with Richie. But as her attorney, he was supposed to find a solution to helping his client. So why is he insisting that she give up the case? Olivia was already detained and invested by the police, but she denied killing Richie. So how true is this? Who killed Richie? Winnie was already suspecting her lawyer with everything going on. She sensed conspiracy. Barrister Bruce's phone rang, and they got the news that Olivia had been detained. Everyone now believes that Olivia killed Richie, including Winnie, but after a long conversation with her, Winnie somehow believed Olivia. She has got to think deep. Now, who is this lady, Eva, and what's she doing with Barrister Bruce and the document Richie signed before he died? Winnie went an extra mile to find this lady to recover her properties. What has Eva got to lose? She was smart enough to win from every client. Winnie confronted her attorney of his evil deeds and threatened to take him down with everything she has. Barrister Bruce knows has been doomed, so he called Sandy to let her know what was going on. Sandy made a call to let him know the situation of things. Surprisingly, it was Todd. He wants the barrister dead, and Sandy must do it now. Todd has been the orchestrator of this game from the beginning, and to crown it all, he killed Richie with the help of Sandy, whom he brought into the picture to marry Richie. All these started when he found out that Olivia was having an affair and wanted them to suffer. Sandy called out Barrister Bruce for a talk. Barrister Bruce also had plans on killing her with the gun behind him, but Sandy was smart enough. How did she get the gun? Todd sent one of his men to give her the gun for the mission and also collect it. Little did she know that Todd had other plans. His men shot her and left her to bleed to death. But she managed to get to Todd with the bullet. She wouldn't go down alone, but the pains did not let her pull the trigger. Although she survived the shot and found herself handcuffed with the police officers waiting for her recovery, Winnie won in the end. So what faith lied with the culprits? Sandy and Todd were both arrested and found guilty for murder and fraud, and were sentenced to life in prison. Then Olivia was set free after investigations were concluded on the murder of Richie, and Winnie recovered all her assets after the arrest of Sandy and Todd. Thanks for watching. Please comment your thoughts, and also like and share this video for more super amazing videos that we are bringing to you. And if you're watching from our YouTube channel, you can also subscribe and turn on your notification for more. Thank you.